For most of history, schizophrenia was considered a higher level disorder, in which cognitive deficits originated from the frontal cortex and were propagated downstream. Recent research, however, suggests that schizophrenia is actually a bottom-up disorder, in which a lower level dysfunction is propagated upstream. Currently, scientists believe that the source of this dysfunction is improper functional integration within the brain. This hypothesis has been labeled the disconnection hypothesis. Substantial research has backed up the disconnection hypothesis, showing that in resting state fMRI, when a patient is at rest in an fMRI machine, their brain is substantially less connected. But what happens during the task? What happens when the patient is actually processing sensory information? This is what we sought to find out during our study. What we found was that even though the task should have increased connectivity in patients, it actually decreased connectivity. But number two, connectivity was completely uncorrelated with performance on task. So it was back to the drawing board. I went back to the literature, and what I found was something called a sensory gating deficit. Sensory gating deficits occur because patients are unable to distinguish between peripheral and important information. And the result is they have excess neural activation. I came up with a radical theory. What if sensory gating deficits are directly related with connectivity? What if these two systems are not independent disorders, but in fact part of one central model? My findings indicated that my radical hypothesis actually turned out to be true. Number one, in the visual cortex, patients did have extremely high levels of activation. Number two, I found a statistically significant inverse relationship between bold and functional connectivity to a confidence level of 99%. But finally, and most persuasively, I found that the ratio between bold and connectivity explained patient performance on the task to a confidence level greater than 95%. Meaning that the model I had developed accurately predicted patient behavior.